is live reporting. I'm at the North American Blockchain Summit here in Dallas. There's several senators have spoken here today. It's there's a lot of suits in the room, which is, and by the way, I wore mine, which is not usual for a blockchain conference. And that's the way that Texas rolls with this kind of thing. So everybody here is very excited. A lot of trad business people that are here. It's at the George Bush Presidential Library on the campus of the Southern Methodist University. And I'm here with Pavan Agarwal, our trusted, beloved partner, who is the founder of Engle AI, and obviously working with us both on Angel Twin. Also, just a little bit of background on Pavan Agarwal. He also was the founder at SunWest Mortgage, one of the largest private mortgage companies in the United States. So lots of fantastic things happening here, and I'm going to be going live so you can see his presentation in like 2 minutes.
Yes. So that's the special treat and why we're starting a little earlier, because Pavan will be on stage in like 2 minutes. So we will be streaming it here.
I'm going to be switching camera now, so you're going to see. I'm literally backstage. I've got this all access pass here. So I'm going to be cameras, and I'm switching microphones, and I'll be watching to see what's happening here. So you just let me know that you can hear it okay, because I'll be quiet. I'll be in a room with several hundred people watching the presentation like you.
We will, Bill. So you're kind of along with us on this journey, everyone who's tuning in, as we check sound and make sure that we have everything set up. But we're going to have Pavan on for a conversation. There's a backstage view of the hallway. Bill, you might want to cut camera. This will be like it is a full BTS behind the scenes of getting something set up. But we've been to a lot of, I'm going to mute you, Bill.
Okay, I'm going to
Christian, can you, yeah, thanks. So Pavan is an amazing partner. We launched at Token 2049 Angel Twin Agency, which we've been giving a lot of updates on that partnership and what we're doing. And we really want you to see Pavan in action at a blockchain conference. And then we'll have him on in subsequent weeks to have a more intimate conversation. But essentially, we'll hear from him. And it's like you are getting a backstage pass to the blockchain conference as well. So it's great to see people tuning in. I know that we switched it up pretty last minute, as the world can go at times, agile. Hi, everyone. I see some.
The store of value
All right.
is well defined and we'll understand it. But
1 moment. Christian, can you mute Bill for a minute? Thanks. All right. And I am just messaging Bill right now because we should be switching to the camera we have set up in conference. All right, here we go.
Can you hear okay?
I'll tell you. We hear some music. There is some echo, Bill, so we'll have to play it by ear.
Okay, so I have some good news for you all. We are almost at lunch, but I have a riveting keynote for you going to take place shortly. As artificial intelligence becomes increasingly central to our world, decentralization promises to redefine its potential and purpose. Our next speaker, Pavan Agarwal, CEO of Angel AI, is at the forefront of this movement. Let's give him a round of applause.
Hello, everybody. So AI and blockchain need to come together, like the old turtle songs that happen together. And that's the way to really get blockchain decentralization into everyone's pocket, everyone's phone. Everyone should have a decentralized wallet. And so some of the celebrities here that we're interacting with and working with, they see the vision, they're mainstream celebrities, they're part of our vision and our mission to deliver value and financial freedom for all Americans, basically the whole world. So the journey starts with the real estate and finance side of our house. So $180 billion a year is lost in the real estate industry due to lack of trust. So roughly $2 trillion in real estate is traded every year, and of that, 9% is lost in commissions, both real estate and mortgage commissions. That's all due to trust management. So if you move the real estate transaction on chain, you can save $180 billion, and that's what we've developed. So we're right now about to launch Engle Wallet, which is an AI chat-based wallet system. So you tap and keep your digital assets secure on chain. Okay, and we're going to talk about how this connects into the larger ecosystem of real estate assets, lending, both financial security, and creating your own products. So this product's been in full production since 2018. And this is the growth. We have over 137,000 users on the platform. These are Main Street users. These are your neighborhood mechanic, your waiter, this small business owner, CPA, accountant. These are the kind of people that use the product. And it's the full production. You can go to right now, ask Angel.ai, and you can start chatting with her and ask her financial questions or ask her to get you a home mortgage. One of the things that we launched earlier this year was, and again, the goal is to get Angel AI, get blockchain decentralization into everyone's hands. And we got started from helping the people who need the help the most. So we launched credit repair in June. So basically, with the charge of the essentially the cost of running credit report, you can get the credit repair, and the AI does all of the repair services. And we're also, along with mortgages, got a whole suite of banking services, insurance services, and putting all this on chain. So the next big launch that we're coming out of later this year is payday loans. And I don't know when this crowd probably needs payday loans, but there's a lot of people who get stuck in that cycle of poverty because of payday loans that charge an exorbitant effective interest rates of like 150, 200%. But we can get that down here with single and double digit rates because the AI automates the whole process, takes all the human out of it, and then we can start building relationships and start exposing the world to the value of decentralized finance, to the value of going mainstream, and in fact, keep passing and leapfrogging over banking system and straight into the decentralized finance system. As you all know, the blockchain, the beauty of blockchain is that it's a standard. It's a global standard that 8 billion, 7 billion people agree on, that ledger entry is immutable, it's rock solid. So, one thing all human beings can agree on is that ledger entry is permanent, and we agree on that entry is. So I call it the last of the truth. So the blockchain is one of the last of the truth. And in that last of the truth, we can do a lot of commerce on it. So what Angel AI does, what we developed, is the ability to trade big real world assets, right, up front on chain. So imagine going to buy a house, okay, and when you create a credit token of yourself, Angel AI will create your personal credit token, and you can put that out to bid. But you can put home sellers in the competition for your token. And that token exchanges, you own the house. Literally, the whole process can be done in a day. And then that credit token can be put out to bid to any number of banks. You can trade it to whichever bank gives you the best rate. But this creates complete transparency and broad economic access. So what's the difference between other online banking systems? Because here the bank only sees the token. Right, and so if you have a credit card for $1 million, say that you're good for $1 million, right? Bank only sees that token. It doesn't need to see your race, your gender, nothing else, just that token, and it will bid on that token, because that's an asset for the bank. Okay, and as a result, since 2018, since we've done over $30 billion of transactions on the platform, and we solved major problems in the finance industry, which is the systemic discrimination that happens. So we've cut down the decline rates. So black borrowers and white borrowers have now the same decline rate. Broadly in America, black borrowers are declined at about twice the rate of white borrowers. So for every 2 black borrowers that are declined, 1 should have been approved. So think about what that means to the economy. That many people are being defined access to credit to reinvest back in the country, to reinvest in the community, and to lift it up into building generational wealth. So the AI has been, but with the AI taking over the decision process, the AI taking over the fulfillment process, we can deliver those decisions in an hour and deliver complete true transparency and equality. And now with the Engle wallet and also Engle, which I'll talk about in a minute, we put it all on chain to eliminate all of the trust patterns. So this is an example of this is how Engle wallet works. It's in beta right now, and you literally chat with your wallet. And you can move assets around, you can generate an asset commit, you have new digital assets. A true approval token, which is your true approval token is your credit identity, your credit twin, right? That's your essence in terms of your credit profile. That's stored on chain. Okay. So this is an example of angel twins. These are an engineering team up here. Basically, it's all twin generated. So, you know, basically you can achieve immortality. At least under the Greek definition of immortality. The ancient Greeks used to believe that the only way to achieve immortality is if Homer wrote anything about you. So you can be like Hector and Achilles. Okay. Now you can achieve that. Everyone can achieve the same immortality by creating your own epic, storing it on chain, and that chain is immutable, lives forever. So the process of using Angel AI, the process of interacting with your twin, your knowledge, the twin's knowledge grows, and you're not giving away your data. You're not giving away your essence, your energy to Google or Facebook or some other Web2 company, right? You're keeping it for yourself, right? It's estimated that Google has about $60,000 worth of your data that you give it free. Okay, now all that data is yours on chain in your wallet, in your wallet. And that in your wallet drives your twin, and now you send your twin to work while you can focus on being human. Okay, so here's an example. People from one of our partners who we created a twin for, and our wonderful partner here, Bill Inman, sitting right in the front with Twin Protocol, developed this. Actually, he developed the Deepak Chopra partnership, and it's good. Like he's got over 10,000 subscribers. Deepak Chopra has 20 million followers. He has 10,000 subscribers for his twin. So now his avatar, right? Deepak can be everywhere, all over the world, all at once. Right? So imagine you being everywhere all at once for all of your customers, for all the clients. The local mechanic can be talking to 10 customers at the same time. Right? The school teacher can be teaching one-on-one teaching 20, 30, 50, 100 kids at one time. That's the whole idea. The Deepak here has over 10,000 people using his twin for wellness coaching constantly. And as you interact with Deepak's twin, as you ask the questions, as you interact with it, as he answers it, okay, that data is being collected on chain, right, and to be part of his essence, his intelligence. Like with artificial intelligence, maybe 2 years away at most, right? Imagine each of you having your own AGI twin, right? So you can have a virtual AGI twin and potentially download it to your robots and have a true physical twin. And that's where we're headed. But that twin is yours. on your wallet, not Google's, not Microsoft, but yours. Right? That data is. So your twin, your world, so it starts with your financial twin, with Engle complete control of your financial, complete access to your financial information and your financial twin that gives you best execution or the most important aspect of your life, which is money. Okay. And then on-chain AI social integration. So think about that for a minute. Your AI, your twin on-chain, integrating, interacting with your circle in the universe. Right? So people who adopt and create things today is like this is the new Web3 social media. Right? You want to be early adopter, get on, get followers, build your network with your twin on chain, and more you'll capture all the followers now. And that's more powerful. So, for example, one of my sales leaders, Engle, and he's got years of experience. Okay, so we created this twin on Engle AI. So now about lending industry, but it has everything else that he knows. So he's literally becomes superhuman. His twin is superhuman. Has access to information in seconds that he could never do. And every one of his customers can talk to his twin at the same time. So that's where we're headed. So for the average, non-tech person, what does that mean? Well, we've all heard this before. You know this data. 800 million people, 800 million jobs will be affected by AI by 2030. That's just 5 years away. And this is a solution. And when we sat down, we thought think about what really makes you important. What makes your job your job? Right? It isn't the robotic work that you do in your job. What makes your job is your essence, the energy, your life experience that you bring to that work. Okay, that knowledge, right? And the most effective way to become valuable is for you to go out and accumulate more knowledge. It's for you to do what you're doing right now. You're accumulating knowledge. Right? You're gaining information, you're generating, for example, 2 megabytes a second of information that the average person generates. So just get that information and store it on chain. So you own that information. Okay, and we get that out to everybody. So everyone's storing their information, storing their essence, their energy, their spirit on chain, and that spirit is then driving their twin. Right? So, and their twin can now do their robotic work when they go out and focus on being more creative and innovative. So the power that will feed the twin, that will the economics that will drive the Engle twin. So we're launching Engle token on February 14th at the Win. So please contact me if you want to have a launch party at the Win on February 14th. The launch of Engle token, which is what will be the currency that will fuel the twin and keep it going. So Engle twin, Engle AI, we say nothing is beyond reach because their spirits are infinite. We've got 10 minutes of question. Question? Yes.
So a lot of the things out there, what do you kind of think understanding your way of
Okay, actually, because this was built inside a national licensed lender, and we have like 69, all the states. So we've already kind of dealt well with elements, and we also, a year ago, we went through a FDIC audit. It was the first ever audit of a full AI lending. By the FDIC. So we basically wrote the book on how that should be done. Because that audit happened literally 3 months after the OCC even put out a guidance memo that said if you're going to do AI today, you better be able to prove how you made those decisions. So they set that bar, and then they had our audit, and we showed them how that works. And that's one of the things. Like this was done in 2018. First year that was 2018. That was like when 10 people went out. Right. So it's a custom bureau that, and one of the premises, because it's lending and because it's finance, like there's no room for hallucinations. Like, I can't hallucinate. Oh, I think you have $10 million. That's not gonna work. So it has to be very specific. It has to do the math. Okay, and most importantly, just as a matter of practicality, if it's making a decision, if it's approving declining something for us to test it, let's know whether that's right. We need to have that article. That's the key for regulators, right? If you make a decision with an AI or on a financial decision, you have to give a the argument. How do you make it? Why do you come to it? So the way this thing is designed, it leads out. Right? So we're able to submit that literally millions of test cases that we have and do on a regular basis, and so they're able to see. And the FDIC was examined and said yes, it meets that. Yes.
And how does this affect mortgage rates? And how do you work with Benny and Freddy and HUD and FDIC?
Yeah. Great questions. So for mortgage rates, it would drive rates down lower for consumers. So imagine because what's your name, Anna? Kathy. Okay, so Kathy has a twin, and the twin is everything about Kathy that we all on today, including Kathy's financial, right? And her financial twin is token. Now, so if she puts that token out for bid, and she can say 10 minutes, 20 minutes, right, and bid on that token, right? That's good, and the bank has no friction. When they buy that token, now they own your credit. Right? They own that asset, which is that loan that you borrow money to buy a house or a car or student loan, whatever, right? So now you want to buy those kinds of assets. You can put banks in competition for it, and by them acquiring that token, that's all they have to do. Right? It's an on-chain transaction. I got the token, now I have the asset, and that asset meets all compliant with all regulatory requirements. So imagine what that does, because you make it that efficient, what that does to the cost of finance. It drives it down to one more here.
Hi, this is Benny. Great presentation, by the way. This is more so if you can expand on the digital anything that you said. It's social 3.0 and twin following you across all platforms and learning about you. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, so in a simple sense, right, it's if you chat with it. Right now, you chat with ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is learning, right? And the more you chat with it, smarter it gets. Right? It's going to be this database. Here, you chat with Angel AI, and it's learning, but it's saving that knowledge, that data, is saving it on chain in your wallet. You're not giving it away to anybody. Okay. And now when your twin is up and let's say you order a local pizza from and your customers order pizza and they ask for, hey, what's the ingredients and why don't you use this kind of cheese, what's that kind of cheese, or whatever it is, right? And your twin's asking those questions. And maybe you ask the question that it wasn't trained on. Right? Maybe they ask a question about organic cheese that wasn't trained on. So you'll get a text message saying there's a customer asking your twin question that you doesn't get all the time. It's not about the answer. You click on the text message, you click on the text message, you answer it. Now the twin has another one more data. Okay. Every time we speak, every time you pick up the phone, and if you use if you make a phone call to the twin, right? The twin is learning how you speak, learning how you respond. Right? If you send an email to the twin, the twin is learning that. And all that is learning about you, right? It's your data and it's being stored on me.
You have feedback on communication with like to learn.
Well, you can do that. Just by using it is learning. Go out to your social media and grab all that. Like the debugging was easy. He has something like 100 books. I'm going to load all the books. Right? So whatever content you have, you can even crawl through your email. You give access to email to crawl through email to learn how you respond to emails.
Yeah, right. That helps.
Could you talk about the copyright issues? If I want my twin to learn how to read books and read it and learn somebody else's books, what are the copyright issues and the data privacy?
No, that's the problem. Yeah, I don't think you get trained your twin in somebody else's book. I guess you could, but if it uses that data to, it did commerce the data, then you have a problem. If you use it for yourself, it's probably okay. I'm not a copyright expert. The second half of your question.
Just the use cases in education. I was thinking you want to have a better opportunity to teach calculus, create a calculus textbook. How do we teach it to teach? How do we help it in education? I think it's super interesting.
Yeah, I think you put the right. I mean, you can try to have yourself a digital AI, right? And he's teaching wellness, right? It's not as maybe it's more complicated. Right. So, and again, a good teacher is how a teacher explains something, not necessarily a subject matter, right? So, and again, that's the example of essence of the story, right? And store that on page. Right? A good teacher's content, right? How he explains what an integral is, right? That's what's most important. That's what we want to capture. Now, imagine that being stored and then being able to go out and talk to a million kids at the same time. But the economic value there is it. And instead of a teacher making $30,000 or whatever, $80,000 a year, and a teacher making $1 million, he's teaching, thousands of kids at the same time. But this one is that. Okay, whatever.
Hi, do you foresee any regulatory hurdles or barriers with launching a token?
The answer is no, because this is a true utility token. It's not an investment. I think that's the question.
Thank you. I'm Cedric. I don't have a problem talking with an AI. I don't have a problem for an AI to control my socials, but to control my family, it's a little bit maybe weirder. And as you are adding layers to the wallet with the twin, with the AI, with all the functionalities, what about the security and all the new possibilities for hackers to come in?
Well, I mean, when you load in the AI with the data and you can curate it, you can say, segment it. This is professional, this is personal, right? And you can decide to exclude your personal interaction from Engle. So that's the decision you make, right? We put that control in you. And it's as secure as any other on-chain asset. It's subject to the same kinds of vulnerabilities, because there's been plenty of stories of people's wallets getting hacked. And it's usually due to their yeah. 30 seconds left. Any other questions? Go ahead.
What is my set?
Well, they need to get retooled, right, and re-educated. Right, so where we get the 800 million number from, this freshwater $15 billion will be added to the economy by 2030. So if we just do the math backwards, there'd be 800 million people maybe not completely lose the job, but being impacted on the hours they'd be working. They just did 13 trillion divided by $20 an hour. You know, it comes out to something like 300 million or almost 400 million full-time workers. Right? And it's not at all to get to that. So if those people can really, we're going from, it's a change in the world. We're going from being, administrators and doing the revival over and over again, which is most people's job are basically revive. We're going from that to basically being free thinkers. Right? And you're free thinkers, then you're generating data, generating powerful, important data. And your value is in the exchange and interchange of that information with other free thinkers. And human beings weren't meant to sit at a desk all day long. And in front of a computer and create the same thing, or take phone calls all day long, or whatever it is. Yeah. We're at
Yes, let's just have another brilliant round of applause. Very good job. So it is lunchtime. We got
Hey there.
Hi. So the
Still live,
sound
I
was
take
a
it?
little, yeah, we're still live. We're here.
Great.
And I think it's a great opportunity for us to recap a little because there were times where the sound was a bit spotty. And then I was able to hear some of the questions. And I think those are a few things we can dive into a little more in detail around copyright and trademarks and the opportunity with education. And that is a huge passion and sector of ours. So yeah, overarching, Bill, do you want to share your takeaways being in the audience?
Yeah, you bet. Can you hear me okay, first of all? Now I'm back in the green room here. And are you hearing me all right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, Pavan's getting interviewed. There was a flurry of people back here earlier for all the presentations, and now they've gone to lunch. Well, first of all, let me state that, as from a protocol standpoint, at Twin Protocol, we are super thrilled to be working with Angel AI. This is one of our partners. They've adopted the twin philosophy. They've taken the protocol on. It's working on the back end of their system. They're creating twins for personal finance, for mortgage, for individuals, for businesses. We have a tremendous opportunity with them. We love working with Pavan. He doesn't need to be working. He's the founder of SunWest Mortgage, which is still one of the largest mortgage companies in the United States. And we're just thrilled to be working with him. So the takeaways here are, look, when it comes to the copyright question, it's just like anything else. We can't go take Deepak Chopra's book and slap Stacey Engle on it and make a book. We can't just go take a movie, put ourselves in it with generative AI and start selling it at the box office. And the same thing here. You don't educate your twin with other people's information. However, when we have the creators sign up at a twin, they can allow everybody that manages and talks to their twin to store that data. So it's up to the creator whether or not they want their data to educate other twins. And if they say no, then that doesn't happen. But everybody can individually and needs to individually educate their twin, because if you're not educating your twin, who is? And it just won't represent you very well.
Right.
So that was one aspect.
Yeah, and I would add, just because I have a pretty deep background in copyright and IP and trademarks, given leadership development training, what's powerful is the blockchain technology. It really, because what changes in the application of this is the fact that you can really, in your twin vault, validate that you own the IP that you own. Like in the audience's question, the books that you own, they are yours. And here on chain, visibly, you can see that it originates and is owned by this individual. That's pretty game changing and is going to really change the landscape of how AI and blockchain can transform people's ability to basically uphold trademark and copyright, because it's a very hard and nebulous industry. So that always has made me very excited about Twin, because ultimately, and I see Pavan's here. Ultimately, that
Pavan's
is
here.
the power. Hi, Pavan. Can you hear us?
Hey,
Or are we in your headset?
How's the baby?
Okay, hi.
Very
Good.
how's the baby, Stacey?
Coming close.
Good. How old now? 1 month?
Coming
It's
close.
not born yet?
A
Do
couple
we know it's a
weeks.
boy or a girl?
No.
Weeks.
Yeah, we're
So
live.
everyone
We're live.
can
We
know
have,
it's a surprise baby.
yeah. You'll
Great
make that
job on
announcement when that
stage,
comes up.
Pavan. Yes, I will,
Thank you.
for sure.
Yeah, we were talking about how thrilled we are with the partnership and how fantastic it is, and we talked about some of the questions we had on our side. But what about copyright? We talked about people can't just take other people's information and educate their twin. So, any other questions for Pavan while we have him, Stacey? You did a great job on stage, obviously.
Yeah, we've talked a lot, Pavan, on this weekly updates about our excitement with Angel Twin, and just speaking to all the audiences and the lives. We're live on YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. Would love to hear your perspective on what excites you the most about Angel Twin.
Well, you're going to hate me for saying this, but I love the idea that people are going to be free to have more babies. Focus on family, right?
Focus on family.
Focus on family. Right?
Yes.
This culture and industrial revolution world of, people, both parents working, being away from the families, and just ripping apart the fabric of society. And technology created the problem, and let's hope, and our goal is to use technology to solve the problem.
I love that. So yes, when we were at Token 2049, Pavan and I were, all three of us, and Bill were on a panel, and Pavan basically said, have more babies. So that's a theme. I love it. It keeps going. I'm obviously following the advice. But yeah, and we're really excited, like we talked about, to really show how I use my AI twin when I'm focused on that very intimate postpartum time, right, Pavan? So it's focus on family and it's really time freedom, which we talk about a lot, that your AI can enable time freedom for you to focus on things you care about, and for people, and it's time for technology to be helping us focus more on people versus the technology itself, or being addicted to it.
Yeah, time freedom and financial freedom, and most importantly, the people who are doing well, right? The banks are funny that way. If you're making money and you're doing well, they're happy to give you more money. Like, please lend more, and they give it to you at the cheapest rate. So the people who need the money the least, and who really don't need the lowest rates, end up getting the lowest rates and the most access to money. And the people who need the money and whose life could be completely changed, okay, they get ripped off. They get charged exorbitant rates and don't get access and don't get the service, right? So we literally have fixed that problem, right? And because everyone has a smartphone, right? So and it's a simple chat, and this will work on a 3G network in a remote village, right? Because it's just a simple chat.
Yep.
Right. So the people who need the financial access the most can now get it. It's a game changer. Not only can they get the financial access the most to power, but they get the money to power their lives, power their businesses, power their innovation. Okay. Now they can turn around and store and capture that innovation on chain and build more wealth and build wealth in new ways that they never imagined before.
Every time we talk about it, it just makes me like get somewhat teary-eyed because it's like so mission, vision oriented, and it's so powerful because yes, this is the narrative that we're definitely driving and wanting to shout from every rooftop, conference, mountain, every part of the world, that people who have been marginalized, technology can unlock some of the barriers and things that have kept people from achieving their, what your tagline is, nothing is beyond reach. That's so true. And
Yes.
yeah, it's very powerful.
Right,
So
one of the people that I met at Austin Bid Angels, he was doing something very interesting, which is has a program of helping capture and save, generational art languages that are and dialects that are no longer spoken so much anymore. This is art and science that is fading away, right? And it's beautiful capabilities and great. And it's part of us, right? We're all part of the human village, and knowledge is being lost every day because some small group fades away, and all their generation, thousands of years of knowledge is going away with them. So now with Twin, we can save that knowledge and capture it and save it on chain, on Twin, and also give them new markets. People don't know about, like, there's artisans, traditional artisans in all over the world that are in their village, and they create amazing content and amazing artwork, amazing tools and utility, but they have but it goes nowhere, right? It would be like we would pay a lot of money to get that kind of regional art and handmade furniture or whatever it is, right? Handmade craft, but it's just getting lost. And this is a way for them to document it, source it, right? And we know it's all ethically made. We know it's proper, and we know it's the real deal. It's all unchained. So when you buy a craft, right, you can see how it was made, and it's on chain, and it's tokenized, and you're getting the real deal, and the money you're spending is going straight to the artist and the producer, and not 80%, 90% getting lost along the way.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting Angel Twin partnership. That's a part. So we have partnered with Angel AI Twin Protocol, Angel Twin, but there is multiple apps and dApps and use cases coming on top of that, and it's really exciting. And that one is really going to be a live.
Yeah.
Well, Pavan just spoke for 30 minutes, answered all the questions. Lunch is happening now. Probably wants to get lunch. So, Pavan, we're super thrilled to be working with you, as you well know. So,
I'm thrilled also.
thank you, Pavan.
Thanks. Okay. All right. So I think, Stacey, we have a little bit longer to go, right? Some questions to answer, and if I can provide any more context that's come in, I'm happy to do so.
Absolutely. And there's a little lag. Maybe if you flip your camera off and then on again, we can get you live.
Will do.
There you are. We see you.
How are we doing? Okay, hopefully that's better.
Yes, it is. That's great.
Very
And
good.
yes, I love the application because we do get a lot of questions and commentary just around art and this idea of, besides having babies and spending time doing, spending time in relationships that you really should be fostering, because we as humans need that human connection physiologically and biologically. There's also this, how do we take art to the next level, or things that you really just love to do? How can you do that, and how can you use AI to do that? So we get asked a lot of those questions. And then this idea of wisdom and knowledge being lost.
Yeah.
Think about rare medical cases that doctors around the world are working on, but don't know any other doctors who are working on that case because it's so rare. This idea of AI enabling the connection and knowledge sharing at more efficiency is something that's very exciting. There's more to come there. But this idea that right now it's very hard for like access to medical knowledge and people who have been given diagnoses or their family members have. So there's a lot there with people's knowledge being captured, right?
Yeah.
Not like, I love the art angle, and then there's also the science.
Yeah.
side as
Well, Stacey, one of the stats that Pavan used that we use as well is that the average human, although it's very green and analytical, is the average human produces 2 megabytes of data a second, and it's gigabytes of data a day. So not only the language we use, the data we ingest, but also our wellness data. You know, we're partnering with Angel Twin on the IM Infinite project with Punachi Machaya and Deepak Chopra, and that's to capture data that is there that your smartwatches are catching. So it'll combine your calendar, your social, your email, your language with how you're feeling, and you'll really understand more about, is this good for me or not? You know, not only am I saving my data, and how did I feel a year ago about this? You'll know how I feel now if I'm stressed about a meeting or something like that. So it's data from all these sources, Stacey, that's not only going to provide a legacy, it's going to provide truth. And the blockchain side of it, obviously, behind it all is the twin token. You know, the twin token powers our blockchain transactions with whatever partner that we work with. And this is one of our partners, right? We've talked about the other partners. We have On One. We have, of course, have Chopra with IM Infinite. We have Sentience, which is part of the Singularity Net ecosystem. We're partnering with the Singularity Net ecosystem. We just closed and are implementing at multiple medical clinics. The conversation here I had one of the top 5 real estate salesmen in the world. I was able, he's a member of the Dallas Club, so I got to hang out where the Dallas Cowboys practice, which was kind of fun with him. And he was just blown away about what he can do with the twin to train his staff and to educate people on local markets. So real estate markets, we're all over that too. And of course, Angel AI already has 200,000 users. So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here and come up with the world's freshest avatar. That's flavor of the month. You know, it'll be avatar today and hologram tomorrow. We'll plug into those. So, and we're also not trying to create ecosystems from scratch. We're tapping in and empowering them. Not only empowering the individual, empowering Angel AI. So those partnerships are really powerful. And I use powerful about 10 times there, which probably wasn't.
Lots of power, full of power. But that's what I love about it, is it's not just what our whole team and ecosystem is bringing together. It's also what we're going to, and what we already are enabling for individuals to step more into your own power, which is so critical. And now it's always been critical, but in the age of AI, it's even more important that you take a stand and have a mark in it. So
well,
I think
Stacey,
that's really exciting.
We're going to keep saying this. Mm-hmm. If you're not training your own AI, who's doing it? We're giving away the information. It's not a, hey, it would be nice. It's a must. It's like having an email account, having a telephone, having access to the internet, and having a TV and a radio all in one. If you had none of those things, you would probably be peaceful on a vacation, but you wouldn't be able to function in modern society. You have to start training your twin now.
Yep. And actually, Christian, if you could post in all of the comment strings, thanks to everyone who's joining us live. We actually were featured in an article today in Finance Magnet that's called The Rise of Generative AI-Powered Doppelgangers. And our partnership, Twin Protocol, is mentioned, and there's a little highlight there. And then also our partnership with Sophiaverse that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. David Lake, who's one of our partners, is quoted in it. So If we could make sure to share that article for anyone who
can I talk about that partnership real quick? So
great.
And I didn't wait for an answer, so I'm sorry, but thank you for allowing it. I appreciate it. Christian can always cut me off.
No, cut it off. Cut him off.
The signing with Sentience opportunity allows us to basically log into Web2 apps. Sentience Jobs is coming out. It's integrated with a really high volume job board. That means that we'll be able to, with the partnership with signing with Sentience, the data they're collecting inside of their Sentience wallet will be part of your Twin Vault. What jobs did you look at? What jobs do you want? What about your resume? What about your references? Another partnership along those lines is Perk, which is going to be launching next year with us as well. So your career, your finance, your wellness, your biometric data on your health devices, your chats with authors that you admire, the books you read, all that is going to make a twin. And super thrilled about the Sentience one, because that allows us to tap into Web2 apps today, pull that data, put it in a vault.
And you can truly decide where your interest or need is of where to start. You don't have to be doing all of the finance, medical. It's a very easy and fun and simple way that you can start training your vault and just follow your interest by interacting with twins. At this point, that's really the call to action. When talking about the education, because there were a couple of questions in the audience today about how AI twins will transform education, which is something that I know you and I are both really passionate about. And there are compelling stats just around the fact that the UN is decades from the goal of education for all, which is one of their big strategic development goals. So I just want to share a couple of things, my thoughts on that, and then get your take, Phil, because ultimately the answer that Pavan provided was really grounded in the fact that it's access, right? Access, whether you're in a remote village or on a bus somewhere, or up at 3 a.m. and want to learn about something in 37 different languages right now is what we offer. You can interact and learn. And that's very amazing access. Also, the personalized training paths. So for me, being in adult education, leadership development training for like a decade and a half of my career, the idea that AI will completely, and it's not just an idea, it's actually the fact that AI enables personalized learning paths with no one driving the experience except the user, the person that you want to serve, is just so, when you think about it, and when you've been in this space, and when I think about it, it's just so game changing, because you make so many assumptions or put people in buckets, assuming that like this is where they are, you know, as an individual, of what they're needing to learn. And you make assumptions about then where they are and what they should learn in that moment. And AI really flips the script and allows the individual to ask the questions that matter most. And then the reverse, the companies, the thought leaders, the trainers, the educators get to learn firsthand the analytics of, oh, all of these people, here is where they're at emotionally or psychographically, whatever they're sharing with the AI twin. And then here's the content they most needed. So from an education perspective, the very foundation of how we think about knowledge and wisdom sharing is changing with AI. And it's just very exciting that it can happen with an individual every day, like you just engaging, and the education process is basically transformed. What are your thoughts on that, Bill, or anything you'd add? But you know, I'm super passionate about this.
Well, you know, one of the things we don't think about a lot, we mentioned this on a call a week ago, and Christian, who is our behind the scenes guy here, who lives in the Philippines, and I talked about this directly with the rest of our team in a team meeting, was much of the world are introverts. So they don't even want to ask a question in a group setting. They're afraid to ask questions. Well, when they feel much more comfortable just asking a twin AI questions. So it's going to open up a whole new spectrum. Just start with that. People are afraid to ask questions. How can they learn without asking questions? Now they can ask a question and not be embarrassed about it. That's what's happening with Digital Deepak. You know, tens of thousands of questions have been asked about what's consciousness, you know, what's meditation, you know, how do I be more happy? Here's my problem. What do you think? That they probably wouldn't ask other people. So it's a really tremendous thing just to give people, empowering introverts, a large minority in society. But then it also stores your knowledge immutably because it's on the blockchain. So I wish I knew what, wish I knew what I learned in 3rd grade. I'm not sure how that would help me now. But I remember my ABCs. But the things we learned along the way, we often forgot. And now your twin will be educated and it won't forget for you. And by the way, you curate it. You know, you have access to your information. You say, here's who gets permission to this, here's who gets permission to that. And then possibly even tokenizing it, saying, every time you ask me a question as an expert, it'll be 10 twin tokens for you to pay to answer that question. So you curate it. You group it into family life, personal life, you permission it. And that will allow us to share information with others, including teachers. So teachers will now be curating their information, not just for a classroom, but for everybody simultaneously. It's going to be a big educational impact.
Yes, and I love that you mentioned that because I had the opportunity to meet Susan Cain at one point, and her book is called Quiet: The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking.
Yeah.
And it's a third to a half of the world as introverts. So I think just what that highlights for me as well is just this opportunity to learn from people differently. Whether you're, I mean, let's be honest, Bill and I are quite extroverted. and people who go live every week are often the extroverts. But that's not going to always be the case with your AI twin. Your AI twin could go live, or we've seen those trends in social media, right? Where people are able to basically grow huge followings and communities without needing to show their face and being able to showcase their talents differently. So I love that you brought that up. And if Susan Cain ever gets this, I definitely like her twin to be in our introversion conversations and the book.
Well, we're creating literally a twin for introverts. It's a twin created by introverts to explain how to be more extroverted and how to use your twin to be more extroverted for you in process.
Yeah. Awesome. So education was one. There was also quite a bit of talk around regulations and compliance.
Yeah.
And a few of those questions weren't as easily heard
Sure.
by us on the backstage. So could you give us a couple of bullets of what your takeaways were there around regulation compliance with blockchain and AI twins?
As I said at the beginning, there's a lot of people wearing jackets here and a lot of professional people and a lot of people in trad finance who are seeing what's happening with Bitcoin, let alone all of blockchain, and they're here asking questions because they want to get involved. And of course, on the tip of the tongue is, well, what about compliance? So Pavan was asked, how can you guarantee that your angel AI, financial AI, will be compliant? And he simply answered, it was the first AI bank to ever be audited by the government of the United States and pass. So how you get it to be compliant is you pass an audit. And he did. So another reason why we're super happy to be working with him is that he does not cut corners. He doesn't need to cut corners. His existing trad businesses do very well. He's doing this to help people. That's why he's doing it. So every aspect of compliance, not only with the Angel AI, but also Angel Twin. He also mentioned that on Valentine's Day next year, the Angel token is launching. Again, for those of you who are also using the Twin utility token, they're interlinked. The Twin token powers the prompts and responses around Twin, no matter who the partner is. And we're just fortunate to have this tremendous partner. So compliance came up a couple times in the audience. He simply answered. Another one was, well, are you worried about token compliance? And his answer was, the Angel token, again, the interlink with the Twin token, is not open for investment. It's a utility token right from the start. So, so he's taking off all of the speed bumps of compliance that the crypto and the blockchain industry have had. The AI industry are starting to learn, and he's just taking those out by getting it properly approved.
Love that. And yes, that is a big focus as we're growing the Twin Protocol ecosystem. We're partnered with people who are truly best in industry in their industry. So this isn't technology, technologists building companies for tech's sake. This is truly integrating the knowledge and how the products are currently serving audiences and how AI can help enable and optimize and make a lot better. So I think that's a huge distinction. And, we get competitors across the board over and over, like every day, because it's a growing space, which we love because Twin Protocol can plug into most avatar companies. Like we can collaborate on blockchain projects and share vaults if that's something that people would want to do over time. But the big thing is just doing your due diligence on these companies, because some of them are truly wanting to do tech for tech's sake, which is fun. It's what happens when emerging technology builds. But there's a lot at stake here. That's why Bill and I talk, and the whole ecosystem talks a lot about ethics, regulations, compliance, because there is a lot at stake if we do not help build and support beneficial AI.
Yeah, you know, Stacey, I want to just reiterate what you said a little bit. You said top of their industry. The industry we're in is decentralized AI. That's the industry we're in. There are not a lot of players there. People come to us and go, man, I saw another avatar company, an avatar of this celebrity and that celebrity, and go, you know, we say internally, hey, can you please research this new UI for us? Because basically they're building UI. It's not decentralized AI. It's not blockchain. It's not a protocol. It might be a blockchain app. But is it a protocol that can power other platforms with hundreds of thousands or millions of followers as we're doing today? That's what we're focused on. And bless them if they are, because the goal here is beneficial AI. The goal is to have something different than the central AI powers that are there so the people have a say over their own data. We don't see that a lot. So we're thrilled to be in that. It's blue ocean, meaning, you know, brand new, and we create it, and it's not a red ocean that's fraught with competitors. First of all, Web3 is built on partnerships. That's what Web3 is about, interlocking, interconnecting. So we're thrilled to be in the spot we're in. Also, you know, we're not technologists looking for a market. We have built multiple businesses. Some of us have built businesses from 0 to over $3 billion in the past. So we understand what it takes to get there. And furthermore, we're not risking things for short-term gain. We understand that we're a front runner in the space, and there's a lot of work to do, and we're not trying to waste that with, you know, short-term decisions.
Sure, for sure. Thanks, Bill. All right, well, we had a treat. We basically had a bonus 20 minutes added to this live update because we wanted to bring you, we go to amazing events. We'll continue. I know that some of the sound was spotty. Thanks for sticking with us. For those of you who have, I see you, and thank you. We like to bring you in. There's some other events happening this week as well.
Yes. Tomorrow we're at the Bid Angels, Las Vegas Bid Angels brunch. It's at the former mansion of Mike Tyson, who's been in the news lately, owned now by a gentleman named Mike Turpin, who owns that house. And it's going to be a tremendous Bid Angels brunch from 10 to 2. Then converting to another F1 event at the same location called the Carbon House, and it's sustainability with blockchain. And we're thrilled to be there. So Pavan will be there as well. We have multiple people here from Dallas flying in for that. It's going to be a great event. And Stacey, you certainly would be there, and you'll be there obviously early next year, but you got some important things to tend to.
Yes, that we discussed earlier. And yes, if you're in the Vegas area, feel free to reach out to our team at Twin, and we can see if we can get you into some of these events. And if you're not subscribed and have your account at twinprotocol.com, just quickly make your account, because we give recaps every Friday on everything that's happened, not just with these lives, but also what events are happening. And we love to meet you in person. And yeah, so sign up. We'll be in touch. Thank you, Bill, from Dallas today, and from Vegas tomorrow. So lots more to come, everyone. Thanks for joining us for another great week of updates. Talk soon. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you. Keep twinning.